Good morning, Lower Stuff. This is Esther checking in for the 10:30ish. It's Wednesday, and I have called this one the one where COVID can do one. Um, the one where COVID can do one. I don't know how you're feeling this morning. If you are living in England, the government announced last night that there's new lockdown measures coming in today. Not today, Monday, and we're not going to be able to meet in groups bigger than 6, indoors or outdoors. And as far as I'm concerned today, COVID can just do one. I'm sort of had enough of it. I don't know where you're feeling with that. I think that life at the minute brings this weird mixture of real highs and lows and disappointments. And I was thinking today that maybe the feeling is just exhaustion and disappointment. Like I just feel disappointed. I feel disappointed that COVID's not growing. I feel disappointed that we're having to lock down in different ways again. I feel disappointed that I can't do some of the things I want to do. I feel disappointed that I can't meet in larger groups with people that I love. I feel disappointed that it's not going away. I feel disappointed just in general that everything's difficult. I've just been in a cafe, I had to put a mask on, sit at a distance from people. It's all spread out, it feels different. Dropping the kids off at school and it's all staggered and done really well, but it's different and it's disappointing. I want to be able to hug my family members and it's disappointing. I'm wondering what's it going to mean for Christmas and winter, and it's disappointing. And I think a big part of our spirituality as people is honesty, is honestly saying it how it is. And I'm fed up, I wish there was an end, and I am disappointed that it has not gone. And I was thinking that as spiritual and emotional people, like, we need to listen to our emotions around things and be honest about them. And when we're doing our spiritual practices, when we're praying, when we're meditating, there's literally no point in doing any of that if it doesn't start with honesty. And there's literally no point in our conversations with other people if they don't start with honesty about all of this. And I suppose my thought for the morning was that any spiritual path that doesn't start with you being able to honestly express how it is and work on from there isn't really worth doing at all. And and I was thinking about how does the Jesus path that I follow speak into disappointment. And do you know what? One thing I love about the tradition that I'm part of and the spirituality that I follow is that it is, I think, at its core, one of the most honest assessors of life. The stories in the Bible are random stories of people who live through such craziness and do absolutely crazy things, and even though they're trying to follow God, they're trying to be people that connect with their purpose and their spirituality and the creator. Actually, life is full of disappointments. There's, for those of you that are women, there's women in these stories that their lives fall apart. They're treated badly by their men. They don't have babies that they want to have. There's painful stories of what happens to their children. For you guys that are watching, you know, there's stories of family breakdown, of men having to make massive decisions, of letting their egos get in the way, of losing track, of being seduced by like all the stuff that the world throws at us, you know. There's massive disappointment. There's people groups where life doesn't turn out how it's supposed to be. And I suppose I just think what characterises our lives at the minute is just that disappointment. I want things to be progressing. I want to be able to go out and see people and respond. I want to know how our governments and our countries are going to fight for justice within all of this, how we're going to care for each other. And there's a disappointment to it. And so I suppose there was a couple of things that came to me this morning that helped me. One is, and I can't remember it perfectly, you know, the serenity prayer that characterises like a response that like AA groups have is like, God grant me the ability to change what I can change and to let go of the rest. I can't remember how it actually goes, but I think in a time where life is disappointing, where things are being imposed on us from outside, one of the things that we can ask God for is the ability to be able to take control of what we can and to let go of what we can't influence. We can't influence so many things, but we can be responsible for ourselves, and we can take responsibility for our part and manage what is manageable and somehow let go of the rest. So that was my first thought for those of you that are, and like me, who just want to control everything and want to, who just feel powerless at the minute. There are things within your control. Take those things and talk to the divine about them, talk to God about them, and do what you can do. And then I think there's like, what is our response, to the chaos of the world? And I was reading, there was two things that came to me. I was reading something this morning from like the ancient traditions and the ancient writings in the Jesus story about a guy, his name was Nehemiah, which is a brilliant name. We need more Nehemiahs in the world, I think. And he looked out on his country and his tribe of people. That might be like, for us, it might be like looking at our country as a whole, or it might be just our tribe of people that are our people. And he just saw how it was messed up and it was broken and it was failing, and there were difficulties and disappointments that people were living through. And you know what his response was? He absolutely broke his heart over it. Like, he cried and he prayed. And one of the things he did was like, he confessed his part in it, which I think is an interesting thing in our culture, like confessing our part and then praying like for stuff. Like, we can internalize all the mess and we can get cross about things and we can rant about things and there's time for action. But what he did was that he paused when he looked at the state of everything. He prayed and then he acted out of his prayer, out of connecting with his spirituality, out of connecting with God, out of seeking, like just being honest and going, this is a terrible situation. I don't know what to do about it. I am stuck here. I am struggling with it. My heart is breaking for it. I don't know what to do. After pouring that out to the Creator, to the one who holds everything together, he then got a sense of what his action should be. And so maybe for some of us, that's where we need to be this morning. And then the last thing that came to me was some words of Jesus. And you may be suspect about the whole Jesus thing. That's fair enough. But he spoke amazing wisdom that, you know what, you think, actually, if God was to speak, maybe he would say the things that Jesus said. And one of the things he said was, when you are worn out and burdened and laden down with stuff and just burnt out and you can't cope anymore, give it all to me, because what I have for you is not heavy, and what I have for you is not going to wear you out. And I think for some of us, we're carrying the world on our shoulders. We're worrying and we're anxious and we carry it all with us all the time. And so I just bring to you this morning the words of Jesus. It says, when you are worn out, when you are burdened with it all, when it just feels heavy and you don't know what to do with it, he says, bring it to me. And I was wondering what that means. Like, what does it mean? Because you may be even suspicious about what good that would do. But I think it's like God saying to us, do you know what? I created you. I created everything. And I'm here to carry with you the stuff that you have to carry. I'm here to lighten your load. You know, like when you have that friend that you offload on and then it just feels better. It's like the Creator speaks to us. Jesus speaks to us and says, give it all to me. I'm just going to journey this with you and I'm going to help you carry the load. Yeah, so I think this morning it's like, maybe you're disappointed, maybe you had plans, maybe you were hoping that this was all going to be gone soon, maybe there's just other stuff going on in your life that's disappointed you. But I think the first thing is be honest, like own it, own your disappointment, be honest about it. Don't just rant about it. let's follow in the footsteps of this strange guy called Nehemiah, who, when his heart broke for it all, he cried, he was honest, and then he prayed. Like, he realised he couldn't fix it, so he gave it out to the one who could. And he started to get a sense of what his part in it was, what he could take responsibility for. Let's have a look at that serenity prayer that says, God, give me the strength to handle what's my part and to let go of the rest and to find my place. And most of all, I think it's like, realise that you don't have to journey it alone, you know, like the words of Jesus echo through the generations of, I will journey with you. Tell me about how it all is, your disappointments, your fears, the stuff that weighs you down. And as you tell me about it, I'm going to lighten that load that you carry. So I think I'm just going to end with like a really honest prayer. I think that's what I'm going to do. Like, you might be suspicious of prayer, you might not get it. For me, it's like your heartfelt cry to the Creator. It's me going, I'm not made to be independent, I'm made to be interdependent and connected, and to draw on strength from outside myself, from the one who is the source of all energy and life. So I'm just going to say, Creator, God, the one who holds it all together. I'm really disappointed. This year is not going how I thought it was going to go. I thought we were going to be out of this soon. I don't want more people to die. I don't want more people to get sick. I don't want to have to be stuck inside. I don't want to have to limit who I see. I hate face masks. I'm not enjoying any of this. And I am anxious and resentful and disappointed that life is not in some ways going as I want it to do. It's affecting my emotions and how I interact with people, and I don't want it to. And so I'm aware that you say that we're not doing this life on our own, that you are with us and you journey with us. And so I just want to tell you about it, so that I can give it over to you in some way. It's like I want a bit of a release from how it all feels. So I tell you about it, and I invite your life-giving power and your direction and your knowledge and your truth to come and give me a bit of comfort, to come and lighten the load, and also to help me understand what is my responsibility and what isn't, what I can do and what I can't. I know there's things that you can do and you can help with. So I just give it to you, because I don't want to have to do all of this on my own every day. So I'm being honest. I'm telling you, God, how it is. For some of us listening, we're not even sure you exist, but we're telling you anyway. And so we just ask you to meet with us and help us today. Yeah. Thanks, Lowestoft. And what I'm going to say is, when lockdown first started, I was doing this 5 days a week. I've brought it down to 3 days a week over the past few months, and because of life changing, I'm going to bring it down to just one time on a Wednesday. So do log in on a Wednesday at 10:30. I'm going to bring a thought for the day, but I'm not going to continue to do it 3 times a week. I want to be reliable in what I am doing. So I will see you on a Wednesday. Take care. Bye.